Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to do a full review of the FN 503. First, we'll get some shots off with it. So there were a couple shots with the FN 503. This thing eats anything you run through it. Defensive ammo, ball ammo, steel ammo, it doesn't. As you can see, it's clear. And this firearm, I could say, has served me well. I keep it in my pocket everywhere I go. As you can tell, the finish has started to wear off a little bit. As you can see, there's some nicks and stuff, but that's just from how I've handled it. When you carry something everywhere you go, it gets beat up. But I think it still looks really nice. And also, it's all about the function. As you can see here, it's one of the thinnest firearms out there. Comes with white 3-dot sights, a 3-inch barrel, and of course it's made by FN. FN's been making weapons for the military and the army since hundreds of years ago. It's a great firearm. One of the things I didn't like at first was the grip. It is so thick this way, but so thin this way, that it made for a very awkward grip, and when you shot it, it sort of hurt a little bit. So I bought a Hogue grip. They don't make a Hogue grip for the FN 503. This is actually for the Ruger Security 9 Compact. But it sort of looked like it would fit, so I tried it, and since then it has ran perfectly, and it helps mitigate some of that recoil. As you can see, it is super smooth shooting for such a tiny firearm. But I love this thing. It's a beast. It holds 8+1 in this magazine and 6+1 in the other magazine. But I always keep the 8+1 in there because you need that nowadays with stuff like the Hellcat and the P365. And a criminal is never going to discriminate on what kind of magazine and how many rounds they carry. But for us who try to hide our firearms so we're not scaring people who don't like firearms, stuff like that, we try and keep them hidden for when an attack comes. They don't know we have it. This is nice. It's super thin. Probably one of the thinnest firearms, especially in this spot right here. Like I said though, you need the Hogue grip. Otherwise it's going to feel weird to you. But the second that Hogue grip's on there, it feels completely natural. Now, where the FN 503 really messed up is there's no rail. This came out once the single stack 9s were a little past their time and we were moving into the 1.5 stack micro 9s. I know FN didn't have a small firearm out for release yet, so they had to put something out to compete, but they were a little late with this. That's why I think it hasn't sold the way it should have sold. But I love this thing. I mean, even when it's dirty as can be, as I said, I carry it everywhere I go, it gets dirty nonstop. It fires everything. It's super easy to clean, although I will say, taking it down is a pain in the butt. So basically what you have to do is you have to rack the slide back to where this little notch right there meets this little spot right here, and then you have to get something underneath your slide release and pull this out and then take that. So it's sort of hard to do with just 2 hands. You sort of need help. It's a pain in the butt. But other than that, this thing's a beast, and you don't have to clean it as much because this thing runs flawlessly. It's a beast. I keep saying beast for a reason, because you'd think it's snappy, but it's so smooth. And you can feel that the defensive round just getting off there straight, and you're able to meet the sights again right where you need them. You have zero issues getting shots back on target after that first shot. Where I've seen a lot of people shooting, and I don't know if it's they don't train enough or what, but even with stuff like a Glock 26, their firearm is snapping out of their hand. If you do training, you'll get any firearm to work for you that you want. If you do enough training with it, there will be no recoil. It'll be second nature to you, and you'll be so used to it. And that's how it is with this 503. And the reason why I carry it so much and why I always talk about it, make reviews about it, is nobody carries it. I haven't seen too many people that carry this firearm, and I think it needs to be more popular than it is. And I get the double stack 9s are awesome because of how much they carry and how small they are, but this gun is just pure quality. This firearm is pure quality, and I don't think you can beat this thing, to be honest. But everyone has their own take on different carry firearms and different weapons, and to me, I love my 503, and it's going nowhere. It's going to stay in my pocket. Thanks.